We are all back together. All four of us here. We're talking GH Report. But what am I talking about? The GH Report. Next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Our music, it's our song. And I'm just so, how I got the flashing lights. That's like the old GH when they had like the flashing lights of the sirens and the paramedics and stuff. Hi, I'm James Lott Jr. Welcome to the GH Report. We are here talking about the week that was in Port Charles. And yes, I am back. And all of a sudden my voice went froggy. I'll just push it to my next person next to you. Who are you? Where are you from?
Well, of course, I'm Lacretia Lyon, and you guys can find me anywhere on the internet at LACRETIALYON, since there is only one.
And Lake is together, and they're loving each other right now. Who are you people?
Hi guys, you can find me on Twitter at Ladine_Harvey and Facebook at Ladine Harvey. I miss Frank so much.
Oh my gosh, I miss you even more. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie.
Yes, we're all here. I'm so happy to see you guys. Thanks for everybody. I mean, every combination has like held the fort down. Yes. Just about, except for me and Frank. We haven't done one alone yet.
I don't think Ladine and I have done one together.
No, we haven't.
Oh, not alone?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I thought you did.
Lucretia was in it.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I ruin everything.
But we are all here today. I'm going to talk what happened in Port Charles. It seems like already my mic. No, it's not my mic. It's me, I think. So you say my mic is wonky, but I think it's me, isn't it? It's me. And it's me.
It's all your fault, James.
My voice all of a sudden said, bye, you're not going to talk right now all of a sudden. I do not know what's going on. I did have, I had pork today. Is that everything to do with anything? I don't know. So we're going to talk about what happened in Port Charles. Of course, follow us on Facebook and on the GH Reports. Use the hashtag ABTV GH Report on Twitter. And of course, on Facebook, we're trying to get to 2,000 likes, and we're going to get there.
Oh yeah, just a mere, just a mere 700.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the day when you're on my side. You know, with
we
this
get
one.
it.
This is the only thing that's holding us.
I know.
A fort between us.
It's a storm between you two.
There
Yes.
you go. Well,
Completely.
every great relationship needs like this little obstacle that it needs to surmount. The GH Facebook report fan page is the
They're saying they can't hear me.
It's always a step off, so I think it's fine now because we can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear me too.
So yeah.
So I think you're fine.
They're all turn your mic on. I'm like, you can't hear. I've never been told you can't hear me.
He's so loud. You can hear him out there.
Yes, exactly. It's the first time I've ever heard that before. So there was an interesting week. It seems like before the show came on, we all had different opinions about this week. So let's go start. I have Frank is going to head off the topics because I thought since he rants a lot, let him do the topics for us.
So basically, I consider this like annoying week at GH. Pretty much everyone seems annoyed the hell out of me, and we'll just start off there with the cast that Island castaways should stay stranded because these scenes were dumb.
I don't agree with that at all. I am a total supporter of multiple cast members being thrown together for some weird reason.
First of all, this whole thing about Jason being dead and gone, I was thinking to myself, are these writers going to do this again? Is he going to lose his memory again?
Well, I could not stand Sam. I've got to go and find him. And Dante said, just wait until it's late, okay? Because that's me. Just be smart. I won't. I don't.
She has to be there for him.
Yes.
Sam being there for Jason is just one of the most annoying things on the show right now. But yeah, Dante and Ava were not annoying, but they were the only ones. Because even Laura and Lulu talking about Ava, I was like, seriously, why? They're like, she has monopoly on grief on him. He's our son and brother. And I'm like, she didn't say anything. I'm like, why y'all being bitches? I actually have been liking Laura until then. I was like, what?
And one thing I'm glad they didn't draw very long was Lulu finding out all that, the earring and the bracelet from Luke and not telling anybody. So I'm glad they just all right, finally, thank you.
That's my only rant. Okay, I'm having a rant. This is James's rant time. Don't F with the legacy of Luke Spencer and Anthony Gary. This whole Luke may be dead. Don't screw with me. That is not even, it's a stupid storyline. Don't even go that direction.
Yeah, well, to me, it's just I hope that it's just a trick. And at least Lulu and Laura and everybody are thinking that it's probably just a manipulation. That's why they wanted you here, this sort of stuff. But yeah, seriously, that better be all.
Yeah.
No, I don't think, the show would have so much outrage from the fan community if that was oh yeah, by the way, we got Luke Spencer and his skeleton's been hiding out in Castledine Island. There would be some outrage for that. But I think we've discussed that last week too. There's been really no buzz or at least rumors that he's coming back and even doing anything on the show. So it feels like this is just manufactured drama for the sake of not really giving us anything out of it, because we're not going to see Anthony Geary on the show, at least as far as I know.
I'm about to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
I really want to know, like, if they do decide to go with him being gone forever, what is bad about that?
Okay, that's a
Like,
point.
he's done his time on GH.
He's retired.
He was great, awesome, but what if they do decide that no, this character is gone? Like, why is that such a...
He actually has expressed interest in coming back from time to time, so it's not like he's completely shut the door.
Well, then he
or
should never
actually
retire
dead.
then.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's the way that fans relate to a character that is left. And certainly, I think if an actor or an actress is alive, I think they would. The fans would immediately want that actor to be there to kind of resolve that storyline for whether they're going to die off or be written off into the sunset. I think it's a little bit more flexible if an actor has passed away.
Yes.
I mean, and you're kind of it's still. I mean, it's irritating to the fans if you're going to still just kill off this character off screen. But I think fans do realize that this actor has passed away. They can't be here anymore. So we need to do something to resolve that character's story somehow.
Yeah, like they've done with Edward, and then what they did with Asa on One Life to Live. It was very respectful, a closing of that chapter. But with Luke, that chapter is not necessarily closed.
He
So.
closed it.
Yep.
He did. No, you're right. No, he did. But also, the character is still part of GH, so to speak. And someone mentioned in the chat room, right, would anybody be opposed to him being recast? Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No.
There are certain
Yeah.
people. Here's my other thing. There are certain people, I think, in soaps that cannot be recast. No Marlene on Days of Our Lives. It's always Deidre Hall. No Susan Lucci. No one else can play Erica Kane.
Love
Always, I
Lucci.
think there's a few people. I think there's a few people that just kind of transcend because he's synonymous with Tony Geary's synonymous with that character. I think some for over 40 years. I think that's just my.
Yeah, I mean that's like if you were going to like J.R. Ewing,
Right.
Yeah.
That's like after
Only
he
Larry
passed
Hagman.
away. Yeah, you couldn't bring anybody else that could do that role.
They're all by Luke Spencer. No, by Luke Spencer.
Okay.
Someone agrees with her. So no, you bring up a good point. No, there's another side to it. You bring up a good point. So yes, but I just think they shouldn't screw with that. But that's Sammy too. Yes, Sammy Brady, of course. So
But
people.
I'm also worried the way that GH has been kind of up and down in terms of how they've been following and progressing storylines. That they give you this little tease, but who knows what their next plan is with this? I mean, the way they've been going, it's been months and months between some updates on some storylines.
Yeah. Well, here's what's funny. On Days of Our Lives on Friday, because the Olympics are happening, and thank you guys for watching us. You're not watching the Olympics right now. I've been watching it all yesterday. That they brought back actually a character from the 80s. I was shocked with the original actor.
Really?
They always end on a big cliffhanger every 4 years because it's going to be 2 weeks and won't be on the air. There'll be no Days of Our Lives. And they brought back Orpheus, this character from a long time ago. I was like, what? So, I mean, they could do, Luke could, I mean, Anthony Geary could be really hush-hush and could come back for a minute to close out, maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Right?
Because it does seem like, well, at least the opinion is that he was not that thrilled with his closing storyline.
Yes, right.
So
I heard that too, yes.
to be able to have a chance to come back, if they're treating him like, hey, come back just for a little bit, and we can give you maybe a proper exit this time.
Yeah, because to me, he said before that his issue was with the writer, as he called him.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's when he said, I might come back and kind of wrap it up again.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Everybody brings some good points, I
Right.
think.
Yeah, and I do, Dante. Well, again, it's the other thing. It's like I'm Jason. I always save the day. That's my
yeah,
other
yes.
topic for that. Where it's just like they're all just standing there. Should we alert that boat that we're here? What should we do? And then Jason comes in out of the plane wreck. Oh, sorry. All right. Hey, maybe we should light a fire. Oh yeah, we should light a fire now. Thanks,
Can you
Jason.
let him have his moment?
How many moments has Jason had? Like
Lots
all
of them.
Yeah, a bunch this
So
week.
no,
A bunch
I'm
this
sorry,
week.
but yeah, Kevin Collins, Dante, hell, even Ava, Laura, anybody else should have deserved something there. But Jason has saved the day all the time. I sound like Frank. Great.
I know. I was like,
Annie Goen says that you need to start your What's Bugging Me this
That's
week.
right.
what's the next storyline about this one? What's the next one? They got off the island, so they're fine.
Okay, speaking, we're talking about Cassadine stuff. We'll go with Theo has a heart on for Nina and Spencer.
Where's our pun now for that?
Okay, I'm going to be the first to say.
No, please, go ahead.
Nina has chemistry with everyone.
She does.
She does.
On
She does.
DH.
She does. I agree. I agree.
Period.
I agree.
My thing that bugged me about this was
Her basic instinct scene when she set to her
Oh
legs.
my God.
when she drops the key card in the hallway of the hotel, and immediately thinks like the worst is gonna. Who's there? Freaked out at a hotel. Come on. Who are you? Show yourself. That's so dumb.
No, I agree with Ladine so much because even her scenes with my man Curtis later in the week, she's popping with chemistry. And this, I loved. It's a shame that he's a bad guy. They're making him so cartoonish because he could be a good villain / I don't know, kind of guy, and because they had super chemistry. That scene was hot.
Yes. I feel like we are going to get Valentine more fleshed out because, man, I'm in love with Valentine. I would have done exactly what Nina did too. I'm like, he is hot.
The thing is, I didn't find him appealing before he had that scene with Nina.
Okay.
But I was like, I could totally see this all the flight. I could see it with everybody. So it's like,
James Patrick Stewart
He's great. But that corny scene where he comes into the hotel room like, oh wait, you're the editor of Crimson?
That was a little much.
As a young boy, I didn't have any help, so I read this magazine. What?
That was a little much. That was a little much.
Am I the only one that liked it? I liked it. I'm just like, he's so hot. And like, you know, he's talking about Crimson. Like, I actually liked that he opened up. That was like, okay, we're getting a little bit about Valentine, about him growing up poor and knowing he was a Cassadine. It's very much the Adam Newman story, guys.
It's romantic.
Oh, yeah, it is. I would say I kind of fell into the romance of it too. I will say it. I'm a little skeptical, but I thought James Patrick Stewart did a great job, and so did our girl Michelle. It was hot. Some of the dialogue was corny, but I didn't care.
Yeah,
I love the seduction. I love they both going back and forth. It was showing Michelle Stafford at her best. Because she's really good at that kind of stuff. I mean, she's good at everything, but she's so good at playing that kind of sexy dance.
She could just seduce any time of day.
Yes.
Well, James, as Lacretia was saying, James Patrick Stewart is such an awesome actor. So I know once they give him more stuff to do with this character, he'll be able to deliver with it.
Oh, yeah.
And guys, I was talking with him this morning, him and Chriselle this morning. Oh, girl, that's who's my buddy actually, who just got engaged. We were talking about All My Children. Yeah, about All My Children and stuff. So it was very interesting. I'm trying to get him on the show.
Get out of here.
So he liked my tweet and everything, and I'm trying to get him on the show. So stay tuned, you guys, and I get him on the show.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yes,
all right.
Papa James working it out.
You know, I work hard, girl. I work hard.
But then again, we look at the rest of the week there. I mean, of course, there's another example of Jason saving the day. Once again.
That was
so annoying.
That was kind of annoying, that one, kind of. Because I love that Sonny was there with Nicholas, because that's his uncle. They have chemistry. They have, like, this relationship. It's just like he's close to his Uncle Sonny. So I love the kind of back and forth between him, James Patrick Stewart. I'm like, to All My Children people, because Maurice Bernard was on All My Children as Nico. And it was kind of fun to see them both kind of square off. And when he grabbed his arm and pulled it down, started casting, I was like, oh my God!
That's my man.
I was like, I know you were happy. I know you were happy.
That's my man. Get him.
Bringing him up as Nico is really what's funny is how Kathleen Gotti and him have not shared scenes.
Yes.
Because she, as she said when she was on All of My Children, then she is the one who broke up Nico and
Cecily.
Yeah, Cecily.
Cecily, yes.
And that everyone hated her. So I'm like, they should have scenes together.
They should. But I love that. I love these two powerhouses were acting together, and of course, Nicholas Bechtel just knows how to. He knows how to do it. I mean, he's such a great little actor. Knows how to do it, and he holds his own with all the adults. It's like so crazy to me. He holds his own with all the adults. But yeah, Jason came in, saved the day, and I started laughing because I thought of you guys because I just started laughing.
Well,
that he saved the day.
It wasn't even necessary at that point. It was
Sonny
like,
could have stopped him.
Yeah,
Sonny could have stopped him.
I was like, Jason's not necessary in this scene, and we're just going back to like 2000 when it was all about Jason.
Right, I thought it was cute.
I thought that
the duo, the Sonny and Jason duo is what I thought about. I didn't really think so much about Jason saving the day again. I didn't think about.
To me, it's just the romance with Jason and Sonny isn't the same without Steve Burton. And it's no offense to Billy Miller, but the character's grown. You wanted him to grow past that.
Right.
And to me, it's just they just keep forcing it. Because to me, I'm going to place any compliment here.
Yeah.
The scene with Spencer was just perfect. It was sweet, and it actually showed a side of Sonny that I actually like. But
I agree. Yeah. I agree. It was a great scene between them. And I just because they have chemistry. They just it's just a good scene. I agree. They said I didn't mind those Sonny Jason scenes. It gave me the old Sonny Jason feel.
Right.
Someone thinks that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at least I'll take it away that it wasn't mob related. So it's Cassadine related, but at least it wasn't mob related.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll take that.
You'll take that. Okay.
That's a plus.
That's a plus. Oh, great. It's a plus. But I'm glad to see that Valentine's been arrested. So we just need to see how this all works. And he can't be in jail forever. I mean, he has to come out and something's going to happen. But he asked for Nina's phone number, basically. They hung like Crimson.
A little prison cell booty call.
That's all. Poor Nina's like, I keep sleeping with these murderous people. I'm like, I know, girl. So you just keep picking them.
They're just too pretty.
They are pretty. So that's a poor thing, but I liked it.
As we're talking about your boy Sonny,
Yes.
Well, I guess we'll talk about the other storyline here. What did your dad get you for Christmas? Mine got me a kidney off the black market.
Oh,
Okay,
why would you do that?
Okay, here's the thing. I was a blanket statement. Having Ingo Rademacher back makes me warm inside.
Me too.
He is so, I forgot how good he is and how much I missed him. Every scene with everybody, when he was with Alexis, when he was with Carly, he was just with Carly, when he was reading Carly, I mean, everything was just like, he's back.
He's back and he's better.
And I want Ava's scene with him because I love how she's like, I'm gonna go talk to your ex about.
When he walked out, he looked at her like, "Who's this lady?" She's just sitting like, I love her so much.
Guys, Ava, since Nicholas is dead for the time being,
now y'all
Ava
trying
and
to flip
Jax.
flop. Y'all flip-flopping now.
Yeah.
First I was like, oh, Ava and Nicholas.
Well, she always likes Ava.
Oh, I like
And
Ava and
Nicholas?
Nicholas together.
I have to. I've always liked
But
him.
what about with Jax though?
Jax. I mean, make
I would
that a
take
triangle.
Jax over Nicholas any day.
Oh, me too.
I don't know. Hold on.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Oh, interesting.
No.
I take Jax over.
I'll take Frank over all of them.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. All right.
But no, Jax, just having him back on the screen was just like, wow, I totally forgot how much I love him. And he has chemistry with everybody, and he has history with everybody. And seeing little Jocelyn just get so excited about her daddy. Morgan comes like, oh, he's back. But Morgan was adopted by him for us. That's a whole other storyline.
And that was where
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Yeah, that's where
I
they
know.
dropped the ball, is that Morgan didn't go because
I know.
Morgan and Jax had such a special relationship. I was kind of pissed that they didn't have him go, see him as well.
Yes,
But I
I
felt like in that moment there too, is like when Morgan's reaction was as much as he could do that Sonny was right there.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're not gonna go crazy about this when your dad is standing right in
that's
front of you.
true.
Like, yeah.
Oh, that is true. Oh
That is
yeah,
true.
Jax, the dad I like better than you.
Yeah. I just see I do like when Jax comes back because Sonny just oh man.
Oh, son,
Somebody just pooped in his punch bowl right there. When Jax comes back in.
He did. Sonny is, I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
good.
no matter what the writers try to make anyone believe, Jax is better than Sonny in every conceivable way.
Pause. Just hold on a second.
Name any
You're
time
going a
that
little
Jax-
too far a little bit, okay? I
Hey,
wouldn't say that.
show me evidence to the contrary.
Ooh, she just tried it.
She did. She stepped up. She stepped to you. She likes some Jax,
I
obviously.
mean, you think when Sonny first came on, he was working in a strip club, turning Karen into a stripper there. With Jax, he was in his office playing a pinball machine. Come on, that's a cool intro.
Are you
character
agreeing
right
with
there.
her?
I am. I
You're
gotta
on
go
the
with
couch
Jax.
tonight.
You're the counselor.
Sorry.
But Jax is a ruthless corporate raider, which Alexis did bring up. She said you are, because when he made jokes about with Carly later about the whole well, I wonder if she gets that from. It's like, wait a minute, you have that in your genes, not me. I was like, you go, Carly, you tell him all about it. I love their exchange. I love that he didn't take Carly's just word for anything.
But how
He's
could
like, I
you?
know her.
If you've been married,
Yeah, he's like, I know
never-
you. He wanted to say, bitch, I know who you are. Now stop lying to me. But he didn't say that. He came close enough.
Jax is so respectful.
Yeah, he's respectful. I would have said, bitch, I know what's going on, so stop it.
You guys are
Sonny's like,
hyping
what?
him too much for me.
I'm sorry, Jasper Jax is just.
Just too much.
Do what? It's just so exciting. They like him too. They love it.
But it was great just with Carly Wright's reaction to Jax calling her on it, but her not wanting to give the satisfaction.
Yeah.
All right, I know you know me. I'm still gonna act indignant that you was like, well, how dare you think I would do that?
Now, Daniela Graff says, this is for Ladine, Jax and Sonny are different sides of the same metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little something. Just throw you a little something.
Like Two Faces metal, where the one side's good and one side's bad.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have it today.
I want to go like Brenda and Carly are. The two sides of the
true.
same coin.
Okay.
Because
That's true.
I'd take Carly over Brenda any day. I think Brenda's like the worst.
I
like Brenda. I like Brenda.
like Brenda too.
Now, how soon into Jax being back did you realize, oh wait, he had something to do?
Right away.
Yeah.
And before he came back, I had a feeling he had something to do with it. Before he came back, I'm like, I got more information. I'm working on Carly. I'm like, who are you talking to? Is it Jerry? I mean, what's going? Who are you talking to?
I hope it's
Me too.
Jerry. And yeah, that's the
Sebastian
thing. 'cause
Roche, come back on.
He's amazing. But yeah, to me, it's just like, I like that Jax did this because it gives him that little edge that sometimes we didn't always see, especially when he was with Carly, because he was always, sort of the lucky to Jason and Liz. Oh, the dumbfounded, screwed over all the time, who's clearly a better person. Right. But yeah, this really gives Jax an edge and gives an interesting story that could possibly lead to more. Yeah. Versus I had no idea, let's just throw this into some other storyline that has nothing to do with it.
Right, and I know we haven't gotten there yet, but I'm so glad that this story about the whole kidney and all, I'm glad it's coming to an end. By Friday we found out, because this dragging out all week about, Jax and and Carly talking about I'm over it. So I'm glad that Friday we put a cap on it, and now we're gonna move forward.
By my man Curtis, of course.
Okay.
That's right.
My man worked it out. When he was sitting, there's this one scene. I don't care. I'm going to say now. There's this one scene where he's sitting back talking to Nina. And his biceps were like this, and I was like, I don't know what you guys are saying.
Yeah, James checked out at that point.
He's wearing his nice red works on him, of course, and Brenda works on. I was just like, oh, Donnell, why are you doing this to me? And you know Michelle Stafford was like saying the same thing as Nina, of course.
Yeah.
Well, because one thing I do hope it would be Jerry Jacks, because it's like when Jerry first came on the show, I mean, he was sort of more of the roguish brother, but there was definitely a genuine love between the two Jacks brothers. And then when he came back with Sebastian Roach playing, I mean, certainly the character had been so transformed that, I mean, you could still see like the undercurrents, but you never really got to see them kind of that brotherly kind of love and relationship. So something like this, to see Jacks reaching out to Jerry for one of his weekest moments, like to save his daughter's life. I mean, that would be kind of cool to see that happen.
Carolyn agrees with Ladine. She's over it too. But everybody's hoping it's Jerry, possibly Valentine, possibly.
Right.
I mean, and because when you see Jerry or the Castines, they're always not that far apart. So yeah, that's the thing, is it always ties together, especially because of their, Jerry and Alexis are so close.
And Jerry worked with Helena, and Jax had a little thing not a thing with Helena, but they had a little toe-to-toe thing for a while back. So yeah, those families are kind of connected. I actually saw. Recently, I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube one night. I was watching video after video after video. It was like 3 a.m. And one of the videos I came across was, I forgot when Helena first, when she came back, she was mad at the Quartermaines. There's a whole scene when Nicholas was presumed dead or whatever, one of his sons was presumed dead, and Emily was with them at the time, and she could put a curse on them. I forgot about that. On every all the Quartermaines, and old Dylan, everybody were all there. And Tracy was like, and Tracy just went off on her. She was like, "You're a crazy baddie old lady." She's like, "Well, wait till you see what I do to you." But nothing ever happened.
Most of the Quartermaines did die, so
Yeah,
I
they
guess it
did.
did help.
But they go on YouTube; they're all over the place there.
And it looks like Dylan is not getting far from that curse, because he got a little call that said like, "Hey, long time no see. Does it burn when you pee?"
That was like, they really are doing some modern storylines.
I know. I was thinking. I know I wasn't here last week, but I was thinking when he received that text from her,
She was pregnant.
I thought she was pregnant.
Me too.
I actually think the STD or STI. I'm sorry.
STI.
This is a new thing.
She corrected it twice to people.
Is funny. Like, I was like, this is sort of comedic relief, because also he's like, "Oh, you haven't told Morgan yet?" She's like, "Yeah, I've called him." And then Dylan actually is the good person. He's like, "I better tell him." It's like, well, and I love how she said to Kiki, "Yeah, had you slept with Dylan, this would have been a whole circle here." I actually thought Darby was hilarious.
Darby was the bar, but also was like, "Excuse me, everybody. Morgan and Dylan were not some innocent people who just like." I'm like, she's like, "Hello,
Yeah.
They willingly slept with me. I'm a slut.
Right.
They willingly slept with me. Why not?"
I did the right thing. I was responsible.
Yes.
I got tested.
Yeah, you go, girl.
Yeah.
I love Darby, but she's like, everybody get off your high horse, and like, you all did it. So it's what happens when you have sex sometimes. Very timely issue.
So that ties into the other character this week. It was Lucy Coe, millennial real estate apartment agent.
I'm like, okay, this is one of those things I feel like Frank want to rant on.
Yes.
Lynn Herring deserves better than this.
Just a 2-bit player in other people's stories.
Yes, I mean, just like, come on, a real estate. I'm like, really?
I like them giving her a
Annoying.
job and something to do, but it just feels like forced.
Yes.
Right. They felt like it's just stuck her in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I liked her. That whole thing was tired. The best part of the whole story is at the end when she got with Scotty to go have a drink. That was like, there's the old chemistry. They have history. Yes, we both had a long day. Let's go have a drink. The rest of it was just like, I have a house for you. They have a house. I'm like, oh my God, this is so dumb.
Yeah, Morgan.
Oh, that whole, yeah. I'm like, I agree with Kiki. So, hello, talk to me first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just slept together, like, for one time, and now we're living together.
Yeah, and I really liked the conversation between Morgan and Kiki seems more evolved than
Yes.
they've been in the past. I will give them
agree.
credit for that because I like how Kiki's calling him out, and then he pushed back. He's like, "No, I'm taking my meds. This is just who I am, and you know I'm impulsive. I do these things." And I was like, that was actually smart.
But here's my, it was almost my quote of the week. And is when Kiki and Morgan first get into it, and he says, "You think I'm being impulsive?" And she says, "Yes." And he goes, And she said, "And?" Her neck was like rolling. She was black. She's like, "And?" I was like, "You go, Kiki." I was like, Haley Aaron was working it out, but she said, "And?" I was like, she stood her ground. But I love that scene. She was like, "And?" He's like, no. I almost cussed again. No, MFer. She's like, and.
Yeah, Kiki is so much stronger than she used to be, and I'm very impressed with the direction they've gone. And her saying, you know what, this is who I am now, and you have to like who I am now. And that was a very mature
they put
conversation.
that change in there.
Yes, I did too.
You know, if you guys are gonna get back together, like, let's have it be like a real relationship now.
Yes.
Let's see the real problem.
Well, I feel like Morgan pretty much said how he feels and why he's doing all this when he's talking to Christina. And he says, like, hey, if a man or a boy or girl, if somebody I knew was interested in Kiki, I would drive me crazy because I would want to make sure nobody else could be with her.
Yep.
So you feel like he's doing everything just to lock up Kiki so nobody else can have her, especially Dylan.
And we could obviously see that this relationship is gonna be like a train wreck.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping that, you know, since they gave it a real try this time, I'm hoping that they just separate them and they just never go back together ever again.
I agree.
That would be great.
Morgan and Kiki should be
with you.
done forever. Once they end this chapter, just be done.
I agree with you on that one.
And you better not do it. I don't want a storyline after that where Morgan, stops taking the meds. It's like, oh, I tried for the Kiki, it didn't work.
I hope we get stronger. You know what I mean? Move on.
Yeah, as I've always said, Morgan needs an older lady that's not Kiki's mom to straighten him out.
I love it. I don't know. I still like him when they were together, but it's just me.
They do have chemistry.
But yeah, I agree with Maxie forever. Yeah, Haley's week was fantastic. She was good this week. And you know, she's a friend of the show, and we're so glad that they gave her some meaty stuff because we were like, come on, girl, be your own woman. And she was this week.
Yeah, just seeing her reaction where she's standing there right there at the coffee shop there and find out what's going on. She's like, just those eyes, she's all bugged out. Like, what are you doing?
And Dylan's all sad. He's like, what's going on with these over here? What's going on? He's like,
Oh, because then it leads into the other. It's like, okay, Valerie, take a break. That's basically.
It was like they're back together. It's like, oh, they're back together. They're friends in real life. So seeing them back together on screen, it was like, oh, there they are. I feel bad for Brittany Supper right now. I love you, girl. You know I love you.
I
was
know.
Like, they're
I'm
like,
in so much pain when I'm watching her. It's like, girl, you're not doing anything.
All she did is just follow her on Jordan all week, and then at the end, Nathan says, like, "You've been working a long time. Take a break."
after Nathan told her it's an order. You got break. It's an order.
And all she gets is her little 2-second, action shot. Her reaction. I'm like, don't do that to her.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Because to me, Valerie is a character that came on with so much
Oh my
potential,
God, I know.
and they're just like, pfft.
And she's like, yeah, I'm in a relationship too. That I'm like, you are, because we never see you and Curtis together.
Yeah.
I want to know how she feel about this.
You can call her right now.
Look, okay, that's not
He's
Brittany.
That was the thing.
Excuse me, I'm gonna start up Brittany. Well, Alexis, get her on the line. Get her on the line right now. Yeah, that's what. Well, maybe I'll have her in soon. Maybe I'll have her come back. Just come on the show soon. Just like, girl, tell us what's going on. Because she's a nice person. She's great. They think she could do much. She's beautiful. They need to do much more with her than having that crappy Calp outfit.
Oh, yeah. That is so unflattering.
It's like Jordan's look all beautiful as a commissioner.
She is upgrading her outfit.
She has.
Her hair.
Everything. I was like, I noticed all that. Next to the other black girl has to look like she's all underneath stuff. They're both beautiful. Come on.
That's the career choice Valerie chose, where she got to be looking, like a little boy.
So Valerie's spending a lot of time at the hospital, so that leads to the other storyline. Dr. Monroe, please report to exam 4. My interest in the storyline is waning. Oh, man.
Yes.
I'm glad they finally met, which is fantastic. But what I wanted so much is Claudette's reaction when she saw Griffin. I wanted her to be as freaked out that he's a doctor as everybody else is freaked out when they find out that he's a priest. I was like, you're a doctor?
That would have been funny. But who else saw? Well, she's looking at a headshot of him on her phone, and I'm just
you
like,
ain't got no regular pictures.
oh my god, dude, are you a model as well as a doctor and a priest? I call that a hunky hat trick.
I thought it would have been, a picture of her and him.
Yeah.
But it was legit like a headshot.
A lot of priests are getting those done these days.
Yeah, headshots. Headshots.
For the church website.
Yeah, exactly for church websites, but very modern. For me, I just love Brie Williams so much because she's having a good time, obviously, in this character. But I have to say this, and I want everybody to please forgive me. Kirsten Storms doesn't look healthy to me.
She looks.
I know she just got back from having some health issues.
Yeah.
She looked super thin to me and gaunt to me.
Yes.
In that scene. She still performed, exemplary as she always does against Claudette, but I kept looking at her and some brought up to me on Twitter too. I was looking at her going, I hope she's okay, because she looked a little.
She also looked like more mature, almost. I mean,
I think she looks like right before she left. I was like, it's time for her to go.
Oh, really?
Because she didn't. But I thought she looked. I don't know. To me, she looked refreshed.
Yeah, to me, I was concerned as well. Like just before she left, she looks like she's still ill, but maybe she's just getting over it. So it takes a little bit to get used to it. But yeah, I feel so bad for her.
Yeah. Oh my God, Danielle's all Jordan's business dresses. Even when I get distracted by her sexy shoulders and arms, something's wrong. God, I love it. I saw that. I had to read that. I saw that. For me, it was maybe she's fine. Hopefully she's good. She's a great actress. I love her to death, so I want her to be fine. But it's just like I got distracted looking at them because it was a good scene. They were going back and forth. But I was like, you look a little thin. But
we might just all be concerned.
Yeah, maybe
just because we knew that she was gone for a while.
Yeah, she was gone for a while.
So we're gonna pay attention to like every detail about her.
That's true.
Maybe.
But Bria's having a good time as Claudette. She's had she is chewing that scenery.
I like Claudette. So she's in the exam room, and then she's like, you know what I'm doing? I'm just gonna start like skulking around the hospital and just see what I can listen to.
I love it. She's like, I didn't eavesdrop. I overheard. There's a difference. I couldn't stop laughing. That was almost the line.
Yeah, I'm loving Claudette, and I feel like Claudette is the best thing for the Nathan character right now.
Yes.
She is given so much life that was just not there because they weren't really putting him in much other than the relationship with Maxie, and this just brings up a whole new ball game. And hopefully, when the other guy in the situation is a doctor priest, Nathan gets to be the bad boy.
Yes. I'm glad they actually met them because now they met him at the end when she's like, oh, I'm going to stay in Port Charles for a while. Little Red Griffin. I was like, okay, now this could get exciting.
Right.
This could be really good because once they all come together, find out it's going to be, wait till Nathan and Griffin.
Marriage.
Oh, my God.
That wedding.
Yeah, we're gonna move the wedding up. Oh, okay. I really don't care about that. But I was like, wait till we get that. You're not getting married. You're not getting married.
So which one's going to succumb to her first, Griffin or Nathan?
I think the whole Nathan Griffin thing's gonna happen first, and they're gonna find out who each other is. That's gonna change everything.
That would be really interesting to see, not just because they're both very beautiful.
I would like to see Maxie and Griffin together.
I think that it's headed that way because to me, Nathan and Claudette actually really had a lot of chemistry, and I feel like
better. She could make him interesting.
Yes,
not better, interesting.
And the thing is, we know Ryan Pivey in real life, and he's so interesting in real life. So we're so glad they're actually pumping it up on the show.
And what I noticed with Griffin is that he was into Claudette at the time, but he didn't seem interested in her then, and that's what I thought was really interesting. Is like he considers that his biggest failure. So I don't see them getting back together now unless they change something.
You're not one of the writers. Who knows? Right? They might do it.
I did like talking about Nathan. Nathan's being the Grand Inquisitor.
Yes.
So we talk about that for a moment there. So we find out that he's grilling Griffin and Elizabeth about Franco's whereabouts, and even Griffin's like, it's like, well, we talked about the Franco and Bobby will come change. Anyway, Maxie was here too, and I was really concerned. And then Nathan goes, "Thank you for doing that for me."
Yes, I know.
I have to say,
yes,
I agree with how Maxie was feeling about the whole, them being trapped or whatever. And I know, like, he left his phone, but as soon as he took her to the hospital, he should have contacted her.
I agree. I totally agree with that one.
But you want to stay and linger around this girl that's sabotaging your marriage, and I think he knows that deep down in his heart, like she really wants to stay because of me. Like I was very upset.
I agree with you on that.
I said, Maxie, chew him out. Okay?
I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. I do.
Oh, I left my phone at that. That's no excuse. Okay. How many phones in the hospital?
Yeah, Frank. How many phones in the hospital? Two. They're all being used. They're busy.
Yeah, Nurse Amy's on them all the time.
Nurse Amy.
Sure.
Man,
She's the worst.
Wait a minute. So Nurse Amy this is related to the storyline is because we find out why. Okay, here's the part that I love too. This is a bigger part of that storyline. Franco and Scott Baldwin. I loved when Scotty pulled his hair when he was talking to him. Yes. He was like, "Come here, I'm trying to talk to you." He pulled his hair. He's like, "Ow!" It was so funny. Those little things made me laugh so hard. And I'm sure that was improv between them. I'm sure or something. Right. But he pulled his long hair. It's like, it was so funny. He pulled his hair. And he really was just being a father to him. Just like talk to him. And just like, I'm gonna represent you. This looks really bad. And then when it turns out, Elizabeth says, check the monitors, whatever. He was.
That's
with
the
me.
time that
I
I
really
seen
like
that
that,
fatherly
you know?
connection.
Yes.
That was the only time.
We'll get into Franco. Oh, woe is me. Franco irritates me because as soon as something like kind of rough goes, I mean, sure, I guess being arrested maybe for a murder you didn't commit. Okay, that's kind of bad. I
Come on,
guess.
Frank.
But it's like always it's either Franco's like everything's great or everything's just the
That's
world
true.
wants
They're
to burn.
harassing him, Frank.
Oh, but it's just like
and he
either,
didn't do anything.
Man, he's just so extreme, and it's just like
I agree, he is.
Oh, nobody loves me. Oh, even Elizabeth.
He's having a hard time because he had a past. Everyone is holding it against him, so he's frustrated.
He was.
I think he has that right to be like, very frustrated on the inside.
I kind of agree with you, Ladine, because I feel like at least they're sticking with the trueness of this character.
Yeah.
He is very emotional and all over the place. So at least they have kept it consistent, and it can be a little annoying to a point, but it's also like, man, he's dramatic.
When have you really
And I think
seen him
wasn't
like
it
that?
Griffin that said he's dramatic?
Well, see, I'm on Frank's side. 'Cause I'm like, he's got my nerves. It's very up and down. It's just completely. It doesn't go his way direction. He really broods in, and he tells Elizabeth, "Since you don't want me anyway, you don't believe in me, blah blah blah." It's just like, what?
Yeah. I think it's one thing to do it to a character that maybe has never killed people or done such horrible things in his life, brain tumor or not, for the reasons for that. But now, so when you have a character like that that's like so willing to watch, like, oh, all right, I hate everybody, I'm going to be by myself, I'm going to burn the world down. Like, we've seen him do that, even if he may have been under the influence of a brain tumor. So it's hard for us to go like, man, why do we want to get invested in you as as a hero? Because you can turn so dark and so malicious so quickly.
I love what the chat's saying. Annie Goen says, Franco reminds me of a sad puppy. And then Carolyn says, Ladine, you can shove Frank for me. Don't diss Franco for being
All right.
And they go,
But yeah, I'm sorry.
What are you trying to say there?
I love Roger Hauer, so I don't care what he would be playing. I'm gonna love Franco, but yeah, it's comical to me just how all over the place he is.
Right.
And the relationship with Scotty and Elizabeth was really good this week. I'm like, I liked Franco.
And I did just like the really just nice little conversation that Franco and Elizabeth had just about art.
Yeah.
And Franco finally, I didn't know you. Why didn't you tell me you were into art?
And as I said the week before, I was hoping that would happen.
Yeah, I did like that because it's part of her history, and when she was helping Jason back in the day, and also it was her whole studio. We had her studio, and I love that they brought that up. I will say I agree with Melon here. Elizabeth was actually the smartest person to speak. Because she figured out, look at check the monitors and stuff,
Right.
Yeah, I agree that Elizabeth was the smartest person because she's the one who thought, she's, of course, knowing Franco's past and all this, who isn't going to question it? So I didn't really blame her there. But yeah, she's like, her and Griffin have this talk about, they do believe he's changed, so let's try to figure this out. And she thought of it right away, and it's like, yeah, she, as I said, she's better than the PCPD.
Daniela Graff agrees with is piggybacking on Ladine and Lacretia. Franco was always begging for love and appreciation, even when it was James Franco, wondering if candles are too much for his meeting with Burton's Jason.
Well, and Franco enjoyed this because I always have thought that James Franco and Jason's character is so the Joker and Batman, especially in The Killing Joke.
Oh, there you go. Is that what you know about Frank?
It's like he was so in love with him, but and obsessed with him.
But interesting about Franco and his artistic abilities that one, he can paint this fantastic painting of Elizabeth just like his memory of her, and yet we look at his sketches of all the people that have died in the hospital, and they're like, who drew these things? They're terrible. The only reason because there's a 3 that we know that's Dr. Mays. There's no other reason we would ever think that is Dr. Mays. Based on
Well,
that
you
drawing.
always have a special hand for that special person. So maybe, he took his time.
Yeah, well, he certainly did. Yeah.
I love this Titanic reference in the chat. Tough London says, I want them to draw each other like French girls.
like French girl. That is a little Titanic reference. I love that frizz bonnet over art. Yes, we do like that part. So I guess, but Roger Howard, I love him as an actor. So I guess I'll suffer through it.
And I know he was so sensitive, like, oh, Elizabeth, I didn't want you to be freaked out that I painted you. And I think, I can understand why Nina was, given the drawing that Franco did of her. But, how could you be really freaked out if somebody gave you a painting like that? Like, oh, I painted this of you. Yeah. That seemed like although, the background, whatever.
Everybody's an art critic.
I thought that was sweet, but, I like Franco, so I got problems, apparently.
What's the next one on that one?
Let's see. I do like one thing that Scotty threw out as talking about comic book references. Scotty, while they're talking with Franco in the interrogation room, he throws like Great Caesar's Ghost. as Franco's like talking about stuff. Nice Superman reference.
Okay.
All right, put my nerd glasses off there for a second.
Nerds.
We'll talk about that later this week, Frank.
That's right. What are you guys talking about? Yeah, and then of course we've got Dr. Andre getting a little testy with Curtis.
Yes, he did. I was like, hold on. He did. He was just like, you don't be, Curtis like, you don't get, be so mad over, with Jordan over the whole TJ thing. He was like, I didn't ask for your advice.
Yes.
And he said it with a straight face. I wrote it down. I was writing down how he was like, yeah, I didn't really ask for, because I didn't ask. He just walked off.
Yeah, I really liked Dr. Maddox getting his balls back this week. Because the way he was with Jordan, too. He's like,
yes.
Oh.
It's funny. I could actually see Anthony being like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is there anything you want to tell us?
Not.
But no, I like the scene. It was like, I didn't really ask. He's like, yeah, next. He's like, he's gonna get advice from you. Like, hello. So yeah, I did like that scene. That was kind of fun.
Well, yeah, and if we're talking about Jordan too, since we're talking about Andre and Curtis, both have ties with Jordan. Like Jordan, the way she operates as a police commissioner. She's always like willing to think the worst of somebody if they don't want to do something that they're as a potential suspect they have the legal rights to. You need to get a warrant if you want to search my place. I'd like to have my attorney present if I'm going to be questioned. Like she immediately assumes if you want to do anything like that, then you must have something to hide. You must be guilty. That gets annoying.
Manipulation.
Yeah.
She's a woman. That's what some of us do.
Okay.
Yeah, because to me, it's like, put together, Franco's father is a lawyer, so he knows all this stuff, and plus he's been to, court and all this so many times. So yeah, like, I didn't think that was odd at all, him wanting them to have a warrant. It's like, what?
Right.
So, like...
Yeah, and she just, it's, well, if you clearly want this, you must have something to hide. Like, relax, Jordan. I think anybody would want to just be able to protect themselves.
We need to have another talk. She got to come in here, too.
Yeah, because I feel bad for her character, too, these days.
A lot has changed since
I
been on the show.
I know. We'll get that, maybe I'll get all four of them in or something. Get all the black folks in. We'll talk about them. See what's going on.
And I guess the last thing would be we talked a little bit about Curtis there, but like Curtis and Nina this week, just like Curtis putting on his little thinking cap, just like look at him go.
So he thinks he found who it is. They called. They sent a text out, email out to the person to invite them to talk to them. Because Nina was really, at the beginning of the week, she was really moved by the story. She's really moved by this whole Jocelyn thing. She really wants to help. She feels bad. I think it's also her feelings of not being a mother and that kind of stuff is probably in there too. And her and Curtis work so really well together. And again, they have chemistry, of course. And he's a good PI. And he found this list of people. He thinks the person. His gut's telling him.
I love this direction with the Curtis character. And it also feels like, to me, he's going to be the savior with Nina. And with this Valentine connection here, that Curtis will be the good boy and sort of save her. Because their chemistry just keeps moving forward. And then with his new job, that's, again, what are we going to do with Valerie? But yeah, didn't Nina call Jack Surfer Boy in the text?
Yeah. Well, that's one of my quotes of the week will be coming up. There'll be something there, yes.
That was cute.
Yes.
But I think one way to really gain Curtis's loyalty and friendship is just showing that you have faith in him. And I feel like Nina gave him this job, showed that she had faith in him. I think Curtis, not even romantically, but just as somebody that wants to be in her corner and protect her, I think, you show Curtis that you have faith in and trust in him, you've got him as a friend for life.
That's good. It's funny because on this show, there's a lot of people who are frenemies or they're enemies, but they come together every once in a while. Like we had the Ava Carly scene this week where it was just very much like, she almost kind of bonded with her a little bit because of the whole Avery thing. And
Karma.
Yeah, and that's what, and it's, well, she said, Karma's a little bitch. I love what she said. Ava said that. But it's like when she listened to her on the monitor, she listened to her talk to Avery, it's like she understood because she may lose Jocelyn to Jax.
That was actually one of my favorite Carly moments in months because at that point she understood Ava and it really resonated with her about what she's been doing. And I like that Ava sort of dug in a little bit, was more civil than she'd been with Carly in a while. Like she appealed to her when she first came in. I've been gone. Let me see my daughter. And then Carly let her. And then just to listen to the conversation, I feel like they have more of an understanding.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there wasn't like a fight.
Yeah, same here.
It was just very subtle where you know what I've been through, so...
I agree.
I feel like that relationship is that they both want to try to be better, but man, just being around each other just brings out the cattiness in them. So
Yes.
they can't help it.
Like they could be friends. They could be friends probably. If
I
they
like that little,
little tension.
the little tension between them. I like it.
No, I have to say, I also want to say it was a little short moment too. I've been watching this writing very closely. I enjoyed Christina and Morgan's conversation. It was very realistic.
That's my love in the afternoon.
Oh, it is? Okay, so you go more into that, but I love the conversation and how it was very brother-sisterly, very millennial. The whole thing, the things he said was really funny. It was like, that's something a guy his age would say to her. And it was just, I like the two screw ups, so to speak, and I like that they were close.
I thought I was doing good. I said none of them talked about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I had to mention it.
It was the black sheeps coming together, and I
Yes.
really liked that because to me, they should really have a better relationship than say Morgan and Michael have a special relationship that will always be there. But to me, Christina and Morgan have so much in common. It's nice to see them talk about it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And there is actually one other storyline, the brothers and sisters. We've got Julian and Ava. It's like Julian's still looking for that "sorry, I put a knife to your throat and tried to kill you" card.
Yes.
Yeah, what is with this? Like, how does he think his plan? Like, I'm gonna win back Alexis, and she's gonna know that she won't testify against me. What?
And they're trying to have Ava help him escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really loved Ava in this scene because she was caring concern for Julian and stayed that way. But
Yep.
when he talks about breaking out of jail, she's like, you know what? I can't risk my daughters, Julian. I'll do anything for you except that.
Right.
Well, it's funny when we said unless you really tried to kill her. You tried to kill her. Like it was so funny. Her reaction was like, okay, you went a little too. She was like, you went a little too far. And so she couldn't get on board. She couldn't co-sign that whole thing. She was like, I can't do it. So it was a really funny moment. She was like, and then we got to mention Sam and Julian too.
Yes, but I mean, I feel like now that Jason's back,
Sam and Alexis, Sam and Julian. She finally met her, saw her parents, and connected.
Jason saved the day just by being alive.
Yeah, I was so annoyed with the Sam and Julian scene. I mean, I expected it, but this is where Sam's character is ruined because of Jason. Jason, just like he did with Elizabeth. Because the thing is Sam should be defending her mother, talking to Julian, saying how horrible this is. But what does Jason have to do with this? Why is he involved at all in this conversation, Sam? Get a life outside of him. You have a son, you have a mom, you have Julian, you have all these other people. Just go a day without mentioning Jason's name.
Well, there you go. That's Lucretia's rant tonight.
Yeah.
I love it. But Sam is back. She's sorry about it. She's talking to her. She told everybody how she's there for she's going to be there for her mother, not for her father. So now she knows what's going on. And apparently Jason is a perfect match for Danny. So we can't use that anymore.
Well, who cares?
It's a kid. I don't know.
But I'd rather watch scenes with Jackson and Alexis chatting than Sam and Alexis.
Oh yeah, their scene was great.
The Jackson Alexis scene was probably one of the best ones all week. I mean,
Yes. Okay, that's
so that brings me to the end of my exciting storylines.
So now we'll go on to that was the week that was, and we're trying to take a few phone calls. We got a little time to do that. We're gonna quickly do our what do you call it things? It's been weeks up here. Thank you, our segments. And I'm gonna start off really quick with mine. My quote of the week actually is Nina's text to Carly when I read it. It said, "Don't let surfer boy stop you." I love the surfer boy comment. That made me laugh because he's known for being a surfer and all that stuff. So that was my quote of the week. So next we go to Frank's Get him to ER stat, which is probably the whole show.
Seriously, this show's just driving me bonkers. I love this show so much, but man, just like the pacing of these storylines, and just I do like Jason Quartermaine. I do. Even Jason Morgan. I like them all, but man, it's just like moderation. Somebody just cannot be just the all-time super awesome hero. And he was so Jake Doe. I miss Jake Doe.
I like Jake Doe.
As much as I was irritated about Jake Doe, man, I miss Jake Doe.
Yeah, me
He's
too.
no better than the Jason we have now because it's just like, oh god, he's in everything.
I agree. I like Jake Doe too. I did actually like him. And I miss Creepy Jake.
I like Creepy Jake too.
James Neighbor, I'll always be on your side. I miss it.
But it was just like, I think it was so controversial to bring back, put Billy Miller and Steve Burton's character and bring back Jason Morgan. And so you do this recast, but you certainly dragged it out and you took forever. But at least during that time, we did get invested in Jake Doe as a character and his new relationships with everybody.
I agree.
And we're hoping that it was going to spin off in another direction. And so far, man, it has just not shown any of the potential that it had.
I agree.
All these ties with the Quartermaines, like they've just pretty much just disappeared. And it's just like, man, I please don't get him sucked back into just the sunny orbit. Like make it more complex, make him torn between the two families. It would just be so much more interesting.
Co-sign on that.
I co-sign on that too. And now it's time for Ladine's Love in the Afternoon.
Love in the Afternoon. Well, this week, I just said it was my love this week was the conversation between Morgan and Christina. for me, yes, Christina has pretty much admitted to everybody, about, the battle that she's going through with being with a man and a woman. It's different to admit it, and then it's another to actually have someone to sit down and talk to about it. And I mean, really, express the way she feel about the situation. Sunny, they had their little laughing moments.
Yes, they did.
Our siblings are our first friends.
Yep, that's true.
And even though we don't see them have a lot of scenes together, it just reminded me of my brother and my sisters. We don't see each other all the time, but when we do talk, we have that connection really strong in that moment. And I saw all of that in that scene. Yes. I was really happy about
I agree with that. I do agree with that. Lacretia, your winner. Who's the winner? Who's the loser this week?
As much as I'd like to give the winner to Nina over that Valentine scene, I'm actually going to go with Kiki because I was so impressed with her all throughout the week and what a good, strong person she's become and how she didn't let Morgan walk all over, and even with this STI situation, she's like, you know what, I'm an adult, I'm just going to deal with it, we'll talk about it later because that was before us. She was just so mature and it was so impressive to see. And my loser, unfortunately, it's kind of a tie with Valerie and Jordan, just because the thing is, what are we doing with those characters? I mean, Jordan's become almost just completely unlikable, and Valerie's just scenery.
I know. I agree.
It's just what has happened here? Because Jordan especially had so much potential, and they've just made her sort of a bitch.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels weird with Jordan because I feel like there's so much more about her character, yet we only get to see parts of it. Because I seen TJ and her going to the prison to see Sean, a reunion that could have been really interesting to see and maybe showed more about her character. We never see, so we only see parts of her character, and so it's tough to get to root for her at certain points because we're only seeing her just being just a pill a lot.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. Now it looks like we have our first phone call. We are taking a few phone calls, and it looks like we have our first one. So Alexis, let's do it.
All right, you're calling into AfterBuzz TV's General Hospital. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Max from LA.
Hi, from LA. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. I have to agree with you guys. Is there a place you can go to talk to the writers that hadn't been the storyline? Because all this week, I've been going up and down. It's boring and it gets exciting and it gets a lot more boring again. So is there any place you can go? A Twitter or something?
I don't think all the writers are on Twitter. I don't think.
Frank Valentini is.
He's
right?
on. He's on.
Yes,
he's on there.
active.
The producer, he is on Twitter. You can totally tweet him, I guess. I'll just go over to Prospect Studios and talk to him next week. I wish I could. I'll drop by. Just drop by.
He's gonna hang out in the park.
Exactly, in the park by that one bench. The one bench.
Sit on the bench and wait for him.
The one bench. But no, I agree with you. I'm not sure. We'll have to look that up. That's a good question because some of the writers on other shows are on Twitter. So we'll have to look that up and see if Michelle Valgina. I don't know if any of them are on there. It's a good question.
Because they really need to utilize what they have. I feel like they're not focusing on because they have good actors. They're just not keeping these lame ass storylines.
I agree. They have great actors. They're all right. They can act. We know they can act. So we're waiting. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. It's way better than Days of Our Lives right now. I just a little shade right there. The show's doing a little better than that. The other one's just not watchable right now. I don't care if they hear me say that. But no, I think they have great actors, but I don't know what's going on with the writing either sometimes.
I think it's tough with a show like General Hospital, like that. There's so many characters, whether new legacy characters that we're all interested in, and so it's a huge potential cast. And so when you have so many great characters and so much great talent, you can't put everybody on the show every single day.
That's true.
And so people fade out, just scheduling, life, things like that. So you could go months between you see, when you get Felicia just showing up at a wedding and not saying a word.
Oh, that was horrible.
Oh yeah. So or at least
they shoot so much, like maybe a week in advance or something like that. I'm not.
They shoot 5 weeks in advance.
5 weeks in advance. So I don't. This show didn't help. He's a shot in my arm.
Yeah.
He's like a more hard-hitting, more tougher storylines to me.
Yeah, all these shows shoot ahead of time, which is weird. Days of Our Lives shoots 5-6 months ahead of time. So if you get a bad storyline, you're stuck for months. And to me, that should be changed. I mean, seriously, and 5 weeks still ahead. I mean, if something doesn't work, you should be able to, Young Russell will drop a storyline in a second if they don't think it's good. And so Bold and Beautiful, they'll just drop it in a second. They don't film as far in advance as some of these other shows. I agree with you. It kind of makes a difference when they film, so you gotta watch it play out, I guess.
Yeah, because I mean,
have they always shot this way, or is it something new?
I think it's newer because they're trying to save money. It's all cutting costs. They take hiatuses. General Hospital just got back to taping again. They were off for last month, so they take hiatuses. They close studios, so they do one takes. I mean, it's all about money.
Yeah, I mean, you can shoot multiple episodes that take place in a location over the course of one day, and then break that set down, and then build something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, guys. I mean, you guys are doing a great job. I love you guys.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for calling in. Bye.
Alexis, I love it.
What? You don't have a lot of time.
I know.
I want everybody out. I want everybody to get a chance.
I love it.
Hello, caller. You're calling into AfterBuzz TV General Hospital. Go ahead.
Good evening from Prince Edward Island, Canada. It's Kelly.
Oh, hi. Hey, calls were so far away. I love it. How are you?
Fantastic.
What is your comment?
Talking to you guys.
Oh, it's like you're talking to us. It's great for you right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello.
I love it.
I love it. I do this. So what is your comments? What do you have comments?
Leave Naxie alone.
Leave Naxie alone. So no Claudette?
She can fool around, but Nathan stays with Naxie.
Okay. She has spoken from Canada.
Right.
She has spoken.
I mean,
Naxie.
those four are fantastic on screen,
Yeah.
but in the end, have Naxie together.
I like it. She's definitive.
Yeah.
What did you say, Ladine?
Nope.
Maxie needs a man.
And don't have Lucy marry them, because then that marriage is doomed to fall.
That's true.
You are a long-time viewer. You know that one. Yeah, that's right. No Lucy weddings.
Oh, hell yes. I've been watching since the 80s. Briscoe was singing on the show.
Oh, I love it.
I know
like
Dr.
it.
Priest said no, but I think that would be better. It'd be more entertaining.
Yeah, Griffin married them. Kind of funny.
It is. Well, yeah. But, yeah, don't have Lucy do it, because, 5 weddings in a row have either bombed, literally.
Yeah, literally. Right.
Literally on the boat.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
Or somebody pulled a gun.
That's very true. I love that. Oh my God, I like bringing the history in. So she's a Naxie fan, folks. So leave her alone.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
I love my Ryven Peavy.
Oh yeah, he's great.
I
He's great.
love my Ryven.
Yeah, he's great. We
Give
love him.
me Ryan, and I love Kristen Beck, even though Molly was fantastic.
She was damn glad you said that. She was fantastic. I think Molly Burnett got a lot of flack. She was really
It took me
good.
30 seconds to get used to Molly.
Well, it's just her hair color got my nerves, but I did like the.
Yeah, she studied the character, and I really
Yeah.
appreciated that. She really got Maxie.
And her facial expressions in that first scene with Claudette were priceless.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree. So what?
I'm sitting here laughing at Molly's facial expressions in the Mitchell court.
Oh yes, very, very, very good. Well, thank you for watching us from all the way over there in Canada. Like way. You're like you're across the country. I love it. Thank you.
I'm across the country and across the continent. I'm above the border, and it's hot in PEI today.
Is it hot there really? Oh wow, that's crazy. I do
Yeah,
smile.
not as hot as California, but
Yeah, I'm melting as we speak, so it's kind of crazy. But thank you so much.
You're hot, James darling.
Oh, boy, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. I'll take that. Thank you.
Get James Lott Jr.'s calendar when it comes out 2017.
What's that, Frank?
He's got a
That's
calendar
right.
coming out from 2017, so make sure you get it. You can look at James Lott every single day of every single month on your fridge. Yep.
Ooh, yeah.
That's right.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
To me, money.
Thank you
But
very
I
much.
love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll take one more phone call. This is the last lucky caller.
Thank you for calling AfterBuzz TV for the GH report. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, this is Mike from Hollywood.
Mike from Hollywood, we know you. Hey, Mike, what's going on? What are you going to tell us?
Okay, so I have a few problems with some of the things you guys said.
Ooh, tell us, please,
yes.
tell us. Call us out. Which ones? Who?
Okay, so the scene where Jason rescues Spencer,
Yes.
that scene was ridiculous
Yeah.
and not needed at all.
Exactly.
Yes. I think we all agree with that,
Yeah.
Michael. Yes, that scene.
But
irritated
no,
us.
not because of Jason. Why was Sonny there?
What
The
was that?
person that should have been there was Laura.
Well, no, Sonny. Well, it was her. She should have been too, but Sonny is
Yeah.
also his uncle.
So-
They are friends.
Okay, James. So she just comes off an island where her
I have
son
several
is
seats.
murdered. In the first place, she doesn't go up to see her grandson.
But, look,
I do agree that Laura
No,
should have been
yeah,
there too, but I will say this is the one time Sunny being somewhere didn't annoy me because it was sweet. But yeah,
He's not happy.
No, I'm a Sunny fan, but still, all that Sunny.
Yes. What's your next complaint? Which one? Who else is next?
Well, this is actually a potential storyline that I wanted to float across out there. So I was watching last weekend how you guys have said that, like, Hayden, how her character, like, doesn't have any of the fire she used to have. And I really think it's because they put her with Tracy, when they should have them still be enemies.
Oh, you like them rather as enemies, not friends?
So I would like to bring AJ back.
Oh, okay.
I would too.
I'd love AJ to come back. Yeah.
I know Lacretia would like that. Bring AJ back and put him together with Hayden. Have them take over ELQ, and then have Tracy be the person trying to get ELQ back to the family.
I like that.
I have no objection to that, Mike. No objection.
As long as they didn't have AJ having those panic attacks.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you can have Tracy's relationship be like either Brooke and Stephanie's relationship.
Oh yeah, on Bold and Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, or have it be like Jill and Catherine's relationship.
Oh yeah.
Or be like Dorian and Vicky on One Night to Live. It was always they were kind of frenemy-ish, family-ish. They kept marrying each other's families and stuff, and they didn't like each other. They kind of did learn to love each other at some point. Yeah, I kind of get it.
Yeah. And Frank was right when he said, I'm so sick of Franco having these mopey, dopey, droopy
Yes. I know that's
just walking around drooping. You were a murderer. Do people not expect to think that you're a murderer?
Oh my God, I love it.
He had a tumor.
A tumor.
Yeah. Does Julian have one too?
Okay. Hello.
Let's give him one so we can get back to the cool Julian.
Exactly.
He and Jax can go at it with their corporations.
I agree. I like that one too. I'll take a tumor.
Yeah, but I really like seeing Jax back this week too.
Yes. They're good. That's very good, Jax. Actually, you kind of agree with some of us. That wasn't that bad. I thought it'd be worse.
I loved him calling out Carly because really nobody calls Carly out anymore. That was my favorite time period where everybody hated Carly. So.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. And see, Jax and Ava need to talk about how they call Carly out because Ava's the only other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love Carly, but Carly is at her best when she has people going against her and enemies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's too domesticated right now.
I can agree with that because when Carly's pushed against the wall, because she didn't care about he hated her, she didn't give two craps about that. She would fight back. She was scrappy. She's from Florida. She's from Florida, girl.
Okay.
She's like, I'm from
She's
Florida.
from the trailer park.
And from the trailer park in Florida. She's from Florida. She's like, So yeah, I can't agree with that.
Ava, for all that she learned, being gone, becoming a better person, she still couldn't resist being petty when she got around Carly.
Of course. They bring out the worst in each other.
That's so funny. I love it. Well, thanks for your comments. I love it. You were nicer than we thought. I thought you were going to be.
Oh no! But James, will we be seeing you on the bowl breakdown tonight? Because I know you like your vacations and stuff.
Yeah, I got things to do. I know I'm so shady.
From the audience.
I love it.
That was light shade.
That was light shade. I'll take some light shade. I'm already dark enough, so I'll take some light shade. It's fine. But yes, tonight I'll be on there tonight at 8 o'clock. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye. That's so funny. So that's it for that. So Naxie Forever says, Frank, I can't have a James calendar. I have a 15-year-old.
Oh, yeah, I know. I like that.
Well, I'm not going to be clothes are going to be on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't do horror films.
Come on now.
Happen.
Half shirt and a bikini and a Speedo. That'd be great.
My two-piece bikini.
That's right.
I know. You never wore your neon bikini.
I didn't get to wear it. Yes, I didn't.
The one other thing I forgot to record about the Jack storyline when he comes back and he takes Jocelyn out. Where does he take him? He takes her to the floating rib.
Yes.
Come on.
They got a pinball machine.
Get
Oh my God.
Get out of here.
Where's there a David Buster's? Come on, or something. Jeez. Well, that's your GH report for this week. This was so much fun, you guys.
Yes.
Oh my God, we're all together. I love it. So, Frank, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie, and then just looking jealously on as Ladine and Anthony Montgomery go out.
Oh my God. Hi guys. You can find me on Twitter at Ladine_Harvey and on Facebook at Ladine Harvey.
And since I'm Lacretia Lyon, you guys can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one.
Stay tuned for Restless Wrap Up with this homegirl. And at 8 o'clock after that is Bold Breakdown, where we drink and we're talking about that slap tonight. I'm James Lott Jr. You can follow me at James Lott Jr. everywhere in the world. And we'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek.